I think the main challenge with AI right now is really gaining the trust. And we play on both fields, so we need to gain the trust of our customers, and we need to gain the trust of their customers as well.
Hey, greetings everybody. This is the Hyperengage podcast, and today previously, like I know that attribution has been the analog of inbound teams and all these sales organizations, and that are generating a pipeline for it, and that has been become really hard for early stage startups as well as even mid market companies that are going for scale and acquisition between 40,000 to $150,000 a year deals. And this has become so hard for them to even invest in tooling or data points like as small startups. Like a lot of these are bootstrap startups. So today we are going to explore this growing kind of a pain in the sales organizations, that how they can get qualified pipeline into their funnel, how they can shape the buying experience, how they can complement and work as an analog with core marketing like growth marketing. That has been the hardest. That has its own challenges, but I think this is something that we can discuss. So today for that we have the CEO and co-founder of Salespeak, AI native platform for to shape your buying experience. If you're a SaaS company, if you're a subscription-based model, even a multi-product user-based model, this is the time for you to shape how you can leverage AI, and we'll explore more to the more. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
I love that. So, I know that it's a lot of these tooling, I would say GTM tooling, they're trying to be AI native, AI powered, GPT first, they're building their own LLMs, and then first year they do it like building some wrappers on top of AI, and then they try to fine tune it and kind of increase the capabilities by specializing it for different industries, different clients. How do you play in it? I know that you're unique, and I want you to just tell us more about it.
Well, I think we have a different point of view. I think, first of all, everybody understand that, AI is changing everything for B2B, right? It's changing how buyers find you, how they research you, how they're making decision, what they expect from you, how they want to communicate with you. And yet, if you look at it, the two things that are happening. One is many of the B2B companies are still running old technology and running old playbooks. But as you said, there's so many tools out there that are really focused on, let's help the sales team and let's help the marketing team. And I want to bring a different approach. I really want to focus on the buyer, on the buying experience. And by the way, each one of us, even you and me, it depends on the time of the day. We're sellers, we're buyers. So let's put our buyer's hat for a minute. And I think that if we'll be able to create an amazing buying experience, that's going to be a win-win for the buyer and for the seller. So I think, there's multiple ways of using AI. For me, of course, the simplest way is, to use AI to automate processes. I think that's table stakes. I think that's easy. For me, what's really exciting is using AI to create different experiences. And like it or not, our buyers are getting used to highly improved experience, whether that's riding a Waymo or even using ChatGPT or even, using Airbnb and all those apps. The bar of expectation of that's the experience I want is going up and up and up. And I think companies that, and it's very naive, but if you really put the customer at the front, if you design for the customer, you're going to win. And I see many companies that are simply forgetting that.
Yeah, that's the biggest talk of the town, like understanding customer behaviors, exceptional behaviors, and patterns. Uh, how, as a technology company, you're shaping it for lots of different customers in different segments and making it sort of a unified experience. And I know that it's one size fits all doesn't work in B2B SaaS. A lot of these folks come and say we are product led and we are product led sales and we have a freemium model. a lot of this. What kind of challenges while building up? I know you've been around for quite some time. It's more than almost 2 years now. Yes, more than almost 2 years. So, what kind of things that you experienced in the beginning as a founder? I know that a lot of these journeys have changed during this time. I know, for fortunately or unfortunately, but tell us
Yeah.
more about your, days of inspection. You came right in the middle of something that is, there's a big shift in AI, and a lot of tools streaming in for everywhere, these sales tools. So what kind of challenge from a business standpoint, go to market standpoint, as well as from the product standpoint you faced when you launched back in 23?
Yeah. Well, first of all, we live really an exciting time right now. I mean, my previous company, Tutango, we founded it back in 2010, 2011. It's a completely different world right now. Creating a company, even 2 years ago than now, everything is changing around everything. And there are a lot of challenges. Luckily, the technical challenges is not that big. I mean, it's always difficult, but you can do today things that you were not able to do 6 months ago. Like, we're building with a very small engineering team right now, things that we were not able to build into Tango with probably 100 engineers. And these are all great engineers, and I think the technology really enable us to jump ahead and really see the future. And 3 months after that, that's the future. So it's not 3 years, and that's amazing. I think in terms of technical challenge or even perception, I think the main challenge with AI right now is really gaining the trust. And we play on both fields, so we need to gain the trust of our customers, and we need to gain the trust of their customers as well. Now, for me, uh, it's a difficult problem, but it's a temporary problem. I'm old enough to remember that people said, "Can I trust, a company to put my financial data in the cloud?" Like, oh, why would I do that, right? And of course, it's everybody's doing it right now. So I think the trust right now is, can I trust in AI? Can it provide me the right answers with the right? That's, I mean, this war is going to be won in 6 months, 2 years, but definitely, but it is a challenge right now. So we've actually included a lot of technical and product mechanisms in our offering to make people trust us. I don't believe in a black box approach. I actually believe in exposing, okay, that's what you do. Imagine again, you hire a salesperson and it tells you, I don't think I'm trained enough. I think I'm missing that information, and I think I could improve here. And let's review all the things that I'm doing and see that I'm doing right. So our product is actually doing those kinds of things and enabling trust to our customers as well. But again, if you think about it, again, as a buyer, and I'm always going to focus, put your buyer's hat. If you are going to research a solution, let's say you need to buy something, a software product, whatever it is, and you have two options. You can either speak usually with the junior salesperson, because you're not going to get to speak with the CTO right now, right? You're going to start with an SDR. Or the other option is to actually get your information from a smart AI. I know what I would choose right now, but even if I'm like the smallest part of the market, my bet is more and more and more people are going to go and say, of course, AI is actually the trusted advisor that I'm going to look for. So I think, again, the main challenge right now, and everybody that's doing AI, is really, with trust, and how can you trust it internally? How can you trust it to put it in front of your customers? Will they trust it? And I think we've done really a great job there. We're learning a lot in the last 2 years and improve that as well. But you said, what are the business challenges as well? And I think right now, we are selling to marketers. And I just came back from another conference. I really spoke with hundreds of B2B CMOs in the last few months. And think of what's going in their mind. Will I have a job next year? How will that job look like? Uh, and I'm getting pressured from my board to do something with AI. And there are 50,000 companies trying to sell me something, everybody waving their hands with AI and doing something. So The market right now is very, very, very chaotic. It is changing all the time. And I remember myself in Tango. I went on stages and explained everybody why I think the chief customer officer is probably the most difficult job in the go-to-market business unit right now. And I've changed my mind. I actually think that right now marketing is a very, very difficult job because again, it's not clear what this job is going to look like in the next 3 months and 6 months. What are the tools? What are the KPIs? You hear from everybody things that we used to do and we were working are not working anymore. You've mentioned outbound and so forth. There's a lot of moving parts. I was in an amazing presentation yesterday about can I build my marketing team with AI agents instead of hiring people? So there's a lot of moving parts over there. So I think the main challenge with companies like us right now is how to rise above the noise. How do
Mm,
you get to speak with the right people? Because once we do, everything is actually is much easier. I think we have a
mm,
great
mm.
offering and there's a wow effect in those kinds of things. But the challenge is really rising above the noise.
Love it, love it. And a lot of these, marketing KPIs you mentioned are trying to, getting more, trying to get like they're trying to get more tangible and measurable as much as they can because there's of course a lot of noise, a lot of data. You mentioned AI. Agentic workflows are good enough for when you have like highly targeted data points to them and contextual information, so they get like specialized kind of outcomes. But when it comes to marketing, when things are, let's say you're thinking like somebody's sitting on your website, reading about your blogs, that person could be somebody that's just reading up, likes reading, just for research, somebody that wants to explore some of their use cases, like internal pain points around marketing, around anything. So the capturing the intent has been the hardest, even for the AI. So how do you, what's your viewpoint on this? I know a lot of platforms, they came on our podcast as well. They try to, capture intent based on some of the clicks, some behaviors, all of those. uh, I haven't yet found some any product in the, especially in the B2B SaaS. In retail and e-com, things are different. But when it comes to B2B software experiences, subscription-based model economy, that B2, I'm yet to find some product that really nails it. So and now I'm talking to a product, and it's a founder of a product that is something they're going in that direction. And what was your experience? How do you see it? Because as you said, things change. Things are changing so fast. You never know as a CMO what you come up with next, and how things might change. I know their data sources like Clearbit and People Data Labs and Insight Labs. There are so many data sources that you can capture data from and invest money if you got money in the back pocket as a CMO. But I think still it's really hard. So what's your take on this?
So first of all, I think capturing intent is a very difficult problem. It has become much, much, much more difficult in the last 6 to 12 months. And you gave a good example. If somebody comes to your website, does it mean that they have intent? Maybe they just want to read something. I'll give you even the other way. More and more people are not coming to the website because they're actually going to ChatGPT, but they actually have high intent as well. So the fact that they're in or not in your website doesn't necessarily mean that it's high intent or not. But I want to, question ourselves, why are we, I know intent is important, but the reason people are looking for intent is because they want to engage, right? And first of all, I think there are some people that are not doing it in a smart way. Imagine what would happen if every website that you visited will send you an email after that. You're going to get crazy. I mean, the fact that I've been in your website doesn't mean that I'm allowing you to send me an email. It doesn't mean that I have high intent. Maybe if I was here and did that and ask. And so I think that outreach based on signals is important, but it has to be intelligent. And right now, I'm afraid that a lot of companies are simply using AI to say, hey, we have one signal, let's automate the hell out of it, right? Because we can, it's very easy. So if you came to a website, you get an email. And if you do that, you get, it's not smart. It's actually killing the industry, I think.
Yes,
Uh,
yeah, this annoys a lot. This happened to me a lot, by the way. This happened
I'm,
to me, and it has
I'm,
it has. Now it has decreased a little bit, but I was at mid of 2024-ish. It was happening so much. Like whatever website that we visit, like I get an email or my business email, next morning.
Yeah, I'm opening my inbox every day, and there are 50,000 spam emails. Most of them in the same patterns, like there's five, six different patterns that they look the same, and everybody thinks they're smart because, hey, Omer opened my email, so I can send them three others. And I think I don't have the solution for that, but I think we need to be much smarter in the way we engage customers and really put them at the front and design for them. I, for example, think that, any cold outreach is probably not going to be effective because, you know, I may have one signal, but if I'm getting 50,000 emails a day, and I am because of AI, I'm simply not going to check my email. And that's going to be a
Yeah.
problem. So I think what marketer needs to do is really create some kind of a signal-based systems with intelligence based on it. Never do something just based on one signal. Think of what really makes somebody really interested in that. Offer them way to actually engage with you without signals. I mean, I may, I've heard Yamini, the CEO of HubSpot, went on stage and she said, website traffic is declining for many companies, which means that if people do come to your website, it better convert. So think of the mechanisms that you put there in order to allow customers to actually engage. So I think, in a nutshell, intent is a very difficult problem. I think what you need to do is really build the systems of a lot of sensors uh, with a layer of intelligence behind it, and then use this data to proactively or not proactively engage with customers and allow them to engage with you a different way. I think one of the reasons today that prevents customer to engage with you is that, if you think of it, I'm coming to your website, right? Why would I want to speak with an SDR? Like, why would I want to do that? And we're actually making customers jump through hoops uh, before they actually get to speak with the right person for them.
Yes.
And I think we can
Yes.
we can change those kinds of behaviors.
The engagement that is not deriving any value is not needed. Like it has to be more signal based and signal around context, because conversational AI has been achieved high marks. Like it is close to efficient. You talked about customer support, tier one, even tier two has been 70-80% replaced. You talk about, in general, like generative AI, you analyze the context as well as the signals is going to be the next key. Talking about like all these qualitative data meters. Let's say in post sales, I'm exploring a lot for the last 3 years. Had a lot of GTM leaders on the podcast, and now conversation changed because things change. So a lot of people that claim things like barely like 1.5 years ago that things have changed, and this is fortunate or unfortunate, but again, qualitative measures and qualitative understanding of context for AI, given any model built on anything, is going to be super important to drive engagements, meaningful engagements. Otherwise, it's just going to be, hey, I just check you were sitting on the pricing, you were looking at those plans, and we can discuss all of that. You get my point. For let's say for customer success team, hey, I thought like you were overutilizing your licenses, and I think that you need this. Let's have a cadence, or let's have a business or a EBR or anything. You get my point. So context is super important, and I think as much as we can get the context, these qualitative measures. That's why we're trying to have like these qualitative data sources integrated with our Copilot, which are like meeting notes and all these conversations layered with external data sources
Yeah.
to basically have a context layered to it to get the best outcome.
I love what you say, and even think about yourself as a founder. When you come and speak with a new person, I mean, in your head, you're trying to identify what context I have for him and what context does he have on me, right? And then you can actually base the discussion on those kinds of things. And it is a difficult thing to do because not a lot of people in your company, by the way, have the context that you have, and his company as well. So think of, sending a junior salesperson to have those kinds of discussions. It is difficult. I'm not blaming them, but it's very,
Oh
very
my gosh. I love that you mentioned, you know what happened just in the morning? I was just expecting my team to have Paul feature, like Paul is coming as on our stage, and he just confirmed that he was in New York, and he just asked me like, can you push your event a couple of days forward like that? Let's do it on October 28th. I wanted like the team. We had an episode last week. I had him back in 2021 as well when he joined Vercel. So I just asked my teams, make a post, and this is the story. Just give them a little information, and they came up with a post that I didn't like. We use Notion for all the content calendars and everything, so they gave me for review. I thought that get me to review as well. I saw it, and with just one prompt, I completely changed. Like I just used dictate, the prompter
yeah.
instead of typing. I like to speak, so I just gave the story and context. Like, hey, this is what we spoke before the episode and after the episode. This is what he meant of how they tripled 9 billion valuation and this kind of initiatives that he is taken in the customer success organization that actually complemented it. The caption changed. It's a world apart. Like to your point, like not everybody has it, And she came out, and she's a girl, and she came out and said, like, Adil, like you had this context and you gave this prompt to, and how come I have it? Like, just try to train me, like how I can
It's
think like
and
that.
and that's
And
the thing.
this,
It's difficult, and this is what really makes me excited about AI, because we can teach AI that, and AI can elevate the experience. And I'll go back to the website because I think it's easy. The website is like the main gate of a lot of companies, but think of first of all the audience, right? The audience are people that are used to amazing experience. They've just ChatGPT. They use ChatGPT. They just came out of the Waymo, right? That's the level of experience. And then you bring it into your website and you force them to navigate dozens of web pages that are generic, or fill up forms, or click a button and wait for a call from a junior salesperson. What if instead of that, you can engage with them with a context-based discussion? That some of the context the minute they hit you. They know where they are, they know the page they're in, they know maybe the campaign it came from, you have cookies, you know what your company is doing, you're trying to sniff exactly. It's not how can I help you? It's not a stupid thing. It's really almost a founder level experience. I don't think we can ever get to a founder level experience. That's still, again, far away. But the level of experience, the level of data, the level of context that you can actually use and provide, it's actually amazing. And then everything,
amazing.
now, maybe they don't have intent. That's fine. Okay. But they had good experience. They'll come later on. Maybe they're not a good fit. They'll remember you. But the experience that they feel and the data that you get after that is actually amazing. And I think that's what the
Yes.
difference between, let's just put something and,
Yeah.
let's
Yes.
think about the user. If I would actually be at the shoes, wearing the shoes of the user, what would I do? I think that makes difference. And really, the technological advance that happened in the last 2 years in AI enable us to do many of those things already.
And this is and super important, like, for these AI native companies to achieve early on, because they will grow with the customer experiences. They have, like, for internal segmentation, they have to fine tune anyway to make specialized experiences on top of that AI layer. And then overall, as a model, they have to improve. So I love the way that, like, we are driving this conversation, and this is real because a lot of these co-founder conversations, we are the best tool, we are giving the best specialized outcomes. You're right, and we do some magic, and that's why we're here, Omer, like being absolutely genuine and talking about these issues, and that's why I don't care this hyper engaged podcast to be remembered as some podcast that only talked about problems, not fleshy, glorified things. That's fine. I consider half of my episodes, like 70 or 80, to be obsolete, absolutely obsolete. So because things have changed so fast.
Things are
Love it.
changing
So
every day. Yeah.
yes. So now, from a go-to-market standpoint, I know that it's not easy. I know that you guys are funded like barely a 2.5, 3 million, pre-seed or seed. So with some bucks in the pocket, not so hard like a lot of the competitors do, like sales intelligence and marketing intelligence platforms that are leading the industry. So Now, what was your go-to market strategy in terms of trying to be specific, like in terms of one segment and killing the onboarding? I know that you guys have a freemium model that indicates that you have some sort of a product-led sort of a motion. So how did you kill that in the beginning, and how is that flowing in to expansion layer and all of that? Delivering value has been the bigger part of our all of the conversations we had, and it has changed. And how do you identify like how customers perceive value? I know that not a lot of
Yeah.
these companies, they only use like inbound or account-based
So
marketing. Even if they do account-based marketing, they use it for different. So how do you indicate all of that?
I love the question. First of all, again, I can't say that we've nailed the go-to market, right? We're experimenting all the time, we're testing it. But let me tell you how I think about it and what's working for us. And again, what's working for us doesn't mean that it's going to work for other people as well. But uh, and I'm going to turn the question around, and instead of we thought about what's going to work for us, we'll start to think about what does our potential customer need. And remember, they're in chaos. AI, what what can I do, right? So there's two things that we're trying, oh, three things, but two things that we're trying to do. One is we understand that any marketing organization that really wants to be successful has to run a lot of experiments right now. Like literally, I think the only real measurement of are you a good marketing team or not is how many experiments can you run a week in a month. Now, nobody knows if those experiments are going to be successful or not, but you have to develop a muscle of I need to run an experiment. So that's why, again, for example, we don't have, and our VC, I'm not sure they're going to like it, but we don't have annual contracts and annual commitments. We don't measure ARR, only monthly. Because we want customers to stay with us because they see value. We want them to make an easy decision to start with us. We have a freemium model and actually a pay-per-use and a value-based model because
Yeah, I think you learned the hard way from Tatango.
yeah, no, but we know that listen, if I would be running a large company right now, and one of my executives would sign a five-figure deals contract with any go-to-market solution, he would probably not stay. Because how can you sign like a year, contract with the technical solution that might be obsolete next month? Everything is changing right now. So we want to enable customers to run a lot of experiments. And as a founder, I love like when they go live and they start seeing the data. I mean, it's like, it's amazing. And they stay with us. And so one thing is we enable them to experiment really quickly. That's why, again, our pricing model is very easy to start with. The second thing is we're always thinking about, okay, how do we provide them value? How do we provide them value? So for example, I've went and spoke with a lot of CMOs and asked them, a simple question. Do you think buyers are actually using AI today to research about you? And of course, everybody said yes. And so don't you want to see what they see? Don't you want to see what AI is thinking about you? So we have a free report. It's is your website ready.ai that you go in there, you put in your website, and after a few minutes, you actually get a comprehensive report about how ChatGPT and others are perceiving you. What's your messaging? What's your value, versus competition? And people tell me, but that's not my messaging, or that's not the way, I want to. Great, you need to fix it. So upfront, just again, we provided value already. The second thing is, we've scanned probably more than 2,000 companies right now. We have a lot of data, a lot of benchmarks. So we're actually publishing the reports. So you'll know where you are. I mean, okay, it's okay that you don't have it, but 90% of the other companies don't have it. That's great. So we keep thinking about how do we provide value. And the third thing that I love is really there is a wow effect when people start using our product. So what we're trying to do in marketing is bring that experience as much as we can, even before you speak with us. So if you go to our website and you want to experiment with our product on your website, you can just click on a button. You don't even need to speak with us. So you can get those kinds of things. Having said that, again, those things are working for us. Having said that, again, still a lot of chaos in the market, noise of the market, and that's obviously a challenge. I mean, and companies like us needs to solve it without spending, $10 million on Google ads and billboards on 101 and things like that. I think those playbooks are going to die, but it takes time. It takes time.
Yeah, it takes time and love it. And you know, the companies that will win only that they're able to deliver value consistently. I love that you're making your entire motion like 1 month at a time. I love it. You know, a lot of these companies, especially these AI powered native AI companies, are trying to bound, I mean, you know, for annual contracts and all. And that doesn't make sense, as you mentioned. Like you got to make sure that you help them see value in the first, and you consistently deliver value with all you have. Things might change on their end as well, like how go to market is changing.
I'll give you an example. A prospect sent us an email today asking, how long will it take to implement? How much will the implementation cost? What would be the annual contract? And they were like blown away. And I told them, let's get live like next week. It doesn't cost you anything. You need to make a decision only for a month. So, can we do that? Can we like? They're not used to those kinds of things because many SaaS companies tell, no. You have to have a sales engineer dedicated for you for a 90 days implementation that's going to cost you X. And if you change your mind after that, we'll charge more money. And then you need to commit to 1 year. How can you run experiments like that? And I think we're
Mm,
doing things differently.
love it, love it. You know, this is it has to be the core. You know, the customer has to be the core. Previously, the customer centricity. I spoke to AppsFlyer, Ziv, great man, CC of AppsFlyer. So you know that is like 3.5 years ago. One of the fewer like episodes, like top first 20 episodes. So he said like the first 2 years we invested in how to deliver value the fastest. You know, we worked on our onboarding, worked on like packaging, now previously it was more product. Now it's other factors as well. Like they want to quickly make sure that they're trying one tool and they have this leverage to, explore more as well. Because on the customer side, they know that with AI, things are changing, new tools are coming. Like you talk about HubSpot and Salesforce just being the biggest CRMs and leading the category. Salesforce going first, HubSpot cutting 30% of the marketing in the past 3 years. Now AWS come in. You know, the categories are really, really folding. And, in our category, customer success, Gainsight being the first mover. You had like Tango. Now you guys like joint venture, that's fine. But, when I was building a customer success platform, uh, the category was like kind of shrinking in the same way, like more tooling coming in. And this is pretty much on the buyer's end as well. You cannot like just, you cannot like if you don't deliver value with the product, if you don't build the right product, you're not gonna in a longer term view, you're not gonna sustain whether you're funded or bootstrapped.
Yes.
So love that. Umar, I know that you guys are pretty lean. You believe in, having a lean team, and this is the biggest sign of having an AI native environment and organization. So you're about 20, 25 people.
We're actually about 15 people. I think the question people are asking me all the time is, how big are you? And my answer is, as small as we can be. As a CEO, as a founder, I'll tell you differently. In Tango, it was always about how can we find the next person? Like, how can we
Mm,
hire? And here, I'm consistently thinking about how do I not hire the next person? Like, can I do things with
mm,
AI? Can I do things differently? And again, we're still learning. Well, we can do with 15 people things that we're not able to do with 100, 200 people into Tango. I mean,
interesting.
you can't solve everything with technology, but you can really
Mm,
move fast and, break a lot of things and build a lot of things, both on the product side, engineering, and go to market. I have like probably 12 or 13 AI agents that are working for my go to market organization. And
mm,
previously, I would probably need to hire 2 or 3 people to do those kinds of.
mm, mm,
So yeah, I mean, the goal right now is not, hire more people and grow in that size, but really, how can we do that in an efficient way, and in a smart way? And again, a different way
mm.
of building companies today.
Yeah, love it, love it. And talk about like some of the like the core DNA. I know that it's not like 2 years, it's not a lot of time, but with the kind of expansion that you got and recognition you had in the early years, how do you see like what do you guys like want to be known for, like as a team, as a culture, like kind of a things that you got you as a leader instill onto your team, like sort of a DNA and all that. Could you share any of that for
Yeah,
teams
and,
listening?
and I'll share what's working for us. I don't think it's like a cookbook that everybody needs to use because eventually the founders lead the DNA of the company. Uh, First of all, we want to have fun. This is both me and my co-founder. That's our second company. We've had our share before. We know what it means to build a company. We want to do things a bit differently. And I think it shows. I think it shows that we're having fun in those things. But the second thing that's really, if you ask anybody in the company, is buyer focused. Really buyer focused. How do we change the buying experience? Every time we're doing something, we're asking ourselves, is that going to help the buyer or not? Is that going to help our buyer and their buyer as well? And I think it's a muscle that you need to work on. The third thing is, of course, really AI native. Now, I'm in AI for the last year and a half every day, and I'm still learning. Every day I'm learning new things. And that's also, I think, a muscle a company needs to develop. So even, within ourselves, we find, we have discussion like, oh, why didn't we do that like this? Can we do that with AI? Can we? I love those kinds of brainstorming ideas because it really, you almost feel it's expanding the brain of the company. Like the company obviously, so all of a sudden starts thinking differently. Or, things that really technology-wise that we were not able to do 6 months ago, not 2 years ago, 6 months ago, we're nailing those things right now. So I'm really excited about the future and what will the technology enable us to do. And I'm really excited from, how can you move so quickly with such a small team and do a lot of amazing things.
Love it. So some sort of questions that came from our community. Number one, building a sales or GTM or marketing tooling with not a lot of names on your big logos on your, like you had Tango, your co-founder had some building some SaaS business, having good exits in the past. Is it easy? Of course, you're not going to be funded like a lot of these, like 15 other marketing attribution or marketing or sales or GTM tooling coming alongside you with people that have good name and investors. Even if they want to invest, they put more money and they bet on them because they have done it for other businesses, for good or bad. How do you see it? How do you see it? A solo founder, a founder very small, and better in the US
Yeah.
or overseas, wants to build something, that they can build. Anybody can build, something really cool. How do you think, like, what's how they what they should do, like how they should drive, how, like from a business standpoint. A lot of these founders, they are building something, but they are thinking that we're not getting like enough customer recognition. I mean, maybe we talking like pitching investors like to 15 investors a week, not getting interest. Uh, Considering that you see the other side of the table as well, like you meet
Yeah.
VCs, you've been an angel yourself. So how do you see that spectrum for a founder that has not done it in the
Well,
past, or sort of a first time founder?
Well, first of all, it's not easy. Even for us, it's not easy. I mean, the fact that we are both second timers and we have some logos on our belt makes it a bit easier, but doesn't mean anything. Like it does allow us to open more doors, but that's more or less that's it. I wouldn't bet on it. And everybody needs to remember it's difficult for everyone. Even Lovable over sale, took them years to actually okay. There's like a lot of examples that took them a lot of years until all of a sudden everything is easy. It is never, never, never easy. But I think if you build a real solution that does provide value, I think the next thing you have to do is come up with some kind of your own point of view and story. The challenge with, and I hear many, many companies, I'm investing in companies, I'm advising companies as well. A lot of them sound, look, and feel the same. And I think, first of all, come up with your own point of view. And can you be unique? Providing you are providing value. If you're not providing value, solve it. Like, that's the first thing you have to solve. And then again, start seeing what's the best channel for you. I don't have a recommendation. Every company should have their own channels, what's working for them, what's not working for them. But if you do provide value and if you have your own point of view, it should not be that difficult to go to the first 5, 10, 20 customers. And then they're actually doing their job. One of the things I love is we see a viral loop of customers that's sending us new customers. We have, I think, 3 or 4 CMOs that left their job, started a new job, in the first week brought Salespeak there as well. We see customers that see us on other websites and they enjoy the experience so much, they figure out who built it, and they're going to our website and starting those things.
You're generating pipeline and advocates onto the next
Yes, and we're able to do that because we do provide value, we do provide a good experience, and again, it's very easy to start with us and experience that. That's, again, it's not applicable to any type of company as well. But all I'm saying is, one, nobody should think that it's easy for anybody else. It's never easy. The second thing is, again, provide value, and come up with a unique point of view on how to actually tell that story, and find out the right mediums and channels for you that are working to actually tell that story as well.
Love it, because distribution is now a bigger challenge, like how you want to distribute and how you want to find unique messaging, slogans, and a song that you want to sing every single day. Back in the days, no, when I say back in the days, these days it's 6 months to a year.
Yeah, that's what's
So
funny about it. Yeah.
so on LinkedIn, you talk about B2B lead generation or B2B marketing. You talk about LinkedIn like 6 months to a year back. We had like founders that were having one hook. They're like big names now, even in the Valley in New York City. So they used to have like one hook, and they used to like create some posts, and you used to get like 1,500, 2,000 likes and impressions, and got like 20,000 followers in 3 to 4 months. Now it's not happening. So you need to find
The reason that is not
really,
happening because there are 50,000 other founders that are using AI and writing things that you can see that AI wrote them. And you go
yeah,
on your LinkedIn feed and everything looks the same. Everything sounds the same. Everything feels the same. Same way you have
yeah,
email.
yeah,
To be smart, we really need
yes,
we should stop using AI just to automate, because it's very easy to automate. We should
yeah,
think about AI as providing a different level of experience, as brainstorming.
experience. Yes.
And, again, LinkedIn is a great example. I'm betting the next one would be Reddit, because everybody's telling everybody today, yeah, you have to do things in Reddit. You have to do things in Reddit.
Yes.
Uh,
They're shutting down some accounts as well. Like a lot of
I think one of the founders I met had a good name for it. He called it the spam cannon. You have a cannon right now, and you're spamming everybody. Don't use that. It's the wrong
yeah,
way.
they're taking down a lot of accounts. Like I know a lot of some founders, their marketing team, they got like taken down a lot of Reddit.
Yeah. So hopefully
They're
Reddit will,
cracking
will
down big
save
time.
itself
Yes,
from spamming
yes.
and those kinds of things.
Hopefully Reddit doesn't become another Quora.
Yeah.
So love it, love it. So I mean, it was great insights coming from you and experiences, and I love the way they're so inherently unique for yourself and your business. And I know a lot of these folks listening can definitely translate and articulate it for their marketing teams, their founding teams. A lot of these founders, they're struggling, to acquire customers. A lot of founders, they're struggling to get the right product positioning. That has been the biggest problem, because a lot of these AI products, they say on their website what they do. They go inside, you go inside, they do the very opposite, or not as much as they said on the website. This is the biggest thing that is going on, because a lot of these folks, they're not focusing, as you mentioned, focusing on delivering value, building the right product, and then messaging and distribution and story and all of that. So quick wins is not going to stay for longer, as we discussed, and of course, writing the AI wave only for the sake of writing it, and it's just not going to work. So thank you very much, Umar, for sharing your insights. I love the energy; it was super infectious, and the connection that we had even backstage and during the stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I had fun in this conversation as well.
Love it. Have a good rest of the day.
Thanks.